And welcome back to Let's Play Look Outside. Last time, we decided to betray Sybil. She has a truth that she's trying to keep from us. Something more horrible than the visitor itself. Something that she's more ashamed of, or not necessarily ashamed of, but she is more desperate to keep us from learning about than, she is ashamed of the fact that she attracted the visitor here in the first place. And the only way we're going to get that information is if we kill her. But if we engage her in a straight battle, that is not going to be a very... That's not going to be a very attainable goal, getting that information. Now, Sybil, even on Curse Mode, is perfectly beatable right now, if you have the right team comp, and I have about a good enough one to beat her, I think. You can definitely beat over her HP regeneration and survive her onslaught of attacks. But that's not really something I feel like struggling through, so why don't we work our way through the, intended way to take on Sybil. Sybil has a variety of organs located throughout the meat dimension that we need to track down and kill, so that is going to be the bulk of this video here. I've got Felipe set up with the jaw revolver, just so he can convert his HP into consistent munitions, and I don't want to constantly have to keep walking around to have Joelle heal up, so we will try to use our Teeth Storm sparingly. But yeah, our goal is to track down all of the organs and slay them, starting with this one right here. This seems to be Sybil's lungs, Charles. Charles, I'm afraid you're about to have a very, very bad day. You've got a teeth storm coming your way, you got pain coming your way, you've got teeth bullets coming your way. It's just not a good day to be Charles. Sadly, none of the organs really have anything particularly interesting to say, and also very funny, each organ gives Sybil a specific move, but they are not capable, as of the current update, of actually using these moves themselves, which is pretty funny. Another thing that makes Sybil more than beatable is that quite a few of these moves are bugged and are much weaker than they're probably supposed to be, so that helps out a ton if you want to beat a full power Sybil. You defeat the lungs for now, but they're already regenerating. In 8 hours, they will have completely regrown. So yes, these are infinitely respawning boss-type characters. If you kill them, they will be back on their feet within 8 in-game hours. Not exactly a big deal, really. In fact, you could use this to try and farm out some experience, one of the few renewable sources of experience in the game, at least, obviously, until you hit up on that, 15-day time limit. Not something I would do personally, but, you know, option for you if that is your way. If you are very, very serious about your power gaming, that is something you can do. And, of course, since I have already fully explored the meat dimension, we've exhausted most of the opportunities to advance time in this area, so I don't have to worry too much about it. Here we got a mouth. I'm guessing this guy is either weak to pierce-type skills or maybe crush-type skills. Not that it really matters when we have just such powerful attacking options like pain at our disposal. Note that quite a few of the enemies with inside the meat dimension also have fairly buggy abilities in and of themselves. One particularly funny one I'll probably highlight once we get deeper into the area. And when I mean deeper, I mean quite literally, as this guy is back in the basement area where we entered the meat dimension from. Got a ton of enemies to get through, so we're going to be picking up more than a few level ups for Felipe as we get through here. Probably not going to finish that guy off with the pain. Not sure if pain actually can kill enemies outright, because it does do a little bit of extra damage in addition to the fixed damage that it does based on the spider's ballistics. Just going over that again, in case you forgot. Over this way, what we got right here? This guy is Libra. Interesting name for you, Libra. But what's more interesting is the fact that you are about to die horribly. Yeah, Joelle is not going to be operating at full capacity at all times, because we just simply don't do enough walking before we get into the next encounter, given full-powered Teeth Storms. So I believe there are 8 organs altogether, and to access every single organ, you do need to open up every path into the meat dimension. If you miss any or are unable to open some paths, you will not be able to kill every organ. Though, honestly, if you can kill at least, like, 5 of them, 6 is comfortable. 6 is a little bit more comfortable, obviously. You should be able to defeat Sybil, no problem, but we're just going to fully rub it into Sybil that we are going to violate her wishes and just totally see the secret information that she has tried to keep from us. How dare she? How dare she? Honestly, kind of, just a deserved rebuke or recompense for trying to keep secrets from us. Over here, we get a bottle of enzyme. So nice, so nice. So yeah, the other thing that we found last time was the key in Sybil's apartment, which we're going to be coming up on this. You can only access Sybil's this room in Sybil's apartment from the meat dimension, and this is an excess key. We have opened up every path into the meat dimension. This is one extra key, I guess just for any potential issues. Perhaps you blocked yourself off from other entrances, and this is your only way out of the meat dimension at this stage. But, you know, I appreciate the thought. Let's use a mass absorb here to make sure that the spider is topped off and is able to use his abilities freely. There we go. Just showing off a lot of these husks here, because, well, unique enemies, and it's so nice to see that even this deep into the game, we've got so many more unique monsters left to see. Go for another mass absorb here, another multi-shot. Don't know if Joel's gonna have enough damage as disposal. Nice! Good amount of stamina back for the spider there, and we can resume offense with him. There we go, there we go. Gotta remember to heal up Felipe periodically, as burning his HP to keep the teeth revolver fielded or usable definitely does cut into his own survivability. It's not like he can use mycelium to give himself regeneration. Pick up some rifle bullets here. Could use the war rifle also as an option. And you know what? We've got so much rifle ammo left. I don't really care about the skills he can get from a melee weapon at this point. So why not go whole hog here? Just go out with the war rifle. Better make sure that is loaded up also. Got another husk-type enemy here. We will just take this guy down real quick. Joel should have enough in the tank for Teeth Storm to take these guys out. And hey, we'll throw in a black hole just to be absolutely certain. And if I see any repeat enemies, I'm probably just going to ignore them as best I can anyway, since we've got a lot to get through here. Yeah, like, what could that secret that Sybil is trying to keep from us possibly be? Like, she genuinely said it was more horrible than just the visitor's mere presence. Hey, Marc-Andre did something useful. I did actually, request that people theorize a little about what it is, and one of the guesses was actually pretty close. Not in the way they probably expected, though. I'll be sure to shout out which one it was when we get to the relevant point. Anyways, we'll just take out this guy. Probably don't need to do anything too fancy. I believe he's weak to piercing. Yeah. So that is enough to take him out there. Hey, Oblivion learned. What is the description for this one? All men must yield unto death, except thy portion with poise and grace. Oblivion is a skill that attempts to inflict insta-death. I believe it is a 60% chance for it to connect with the instant death. Not really a super useful skill in my opinion, not one I would really bank on. Alright, after a bit of wandering around, we've got another organ to take on here. Let me see, how close is Joel's HP? We will just, you know what, we're at the end of the game, we may as well use up these healing items, and once we take out all of the organs, we've got Sybil's brain here, Stanley. Once we take out all the organs, Sybil is really not that much of a threat. I don't really have to, reserve too many of my healing options just for her. Now, if I were taking Sybil just straight out, nice, Stanley is a bit more resilient here. Use the Brain Blast! Would have been funny if his name was Jimmy. Oh, come on! Marc-Andre. I was just about to mention, actually, if you are playing on curse mode, don't get Marc-Andre. Oh my goodness. This guy has been a constant nuisance. He's been throwing out all of my tonics. He's been helping the enemy just as much as he's been killing them. And he's been kill-stealing for us. I like Stanley's defeated spray here. That's a pretty good one. But he's also been healing them up. It's just been constant headaches with Marc-Andre. Come on, my guy. Will you stop working against us? Use your flurry of kicks. I mean, the kill steals are annoying when I'm trying to go for something specific. It was really annoying when he interrupted Wilhelmina's dialogue, but, you know, at least that is mechanically a useful thing for him to do. Yeah, playing on curse mode, don't get Marc-Andre. He's just going to cause nothing but problems. He has been doing that so consistently. I'm honestly getting kind of frustrated with him. But we've had him so up to this point thus far. We'll just keep him around just for the heck of it. We're going to succeed in spite of Marc-Andre, not necessarily because of him. Let me see. Yeah, this is back to where Spine is. Was there a organ down this way? No, but this is a unique enemy, so we may as well take this this guy out. Yeah, there are some enemies that you might initially think that they're organs, but nah, these are just cool-looking guys. Which, you know, I'm all for more body horror in this game. I mean, we already had so much, even prior to this update, and honestly, just so many cool, gnarly graphics have been added. I really appreciate the effort on display with each update. Every single one, every single significant content update has just really raised the bar for the game as a whole. I appreciate that so much. Let's see, we got the Puffball Explosion, or Puffball Burst for Felipe here. Exploding spores that deal very high damage to all enemies. Interesting. Not sure how good it actually is. There is one self-sacrificing skill for Felipe. I'm not sure if it's that one. Let's get Joelle healed up again with our first aid kits here. Better make sure that Felipe is in good standing also, so we will just give him a couple of our healing items here. May as well use up that tonic so that that Marc-Andre can't get rid of it for me. Over here we have Lou. I think this is Sybil's pancreas? I can't remember offhand. Well, it doesn't really matter. They're all gonna die anyway. This guy actually would be... Oh, no, wait, hey, he actually can. Okay, yeah, this is, I believe this is the pancreas. Endocrine wave there. He does seem to actually properly have... A lot of the enemies don't use Sybil's, the skills that they convey to Sybil. This one does, though. This is one that Sybil gets to use, and the charm is pretty unfortunate. I know in older versions of the game, it was actually possible for Joelle to devour himself, which if he did that, well, obviously he'd be knocked out, but it'd also give him a permanent 3 HP boost every single time that he did it, which is pretty funny. Anyways, there goes Lou. You defeat the pancreas. Yes, called it. But it's already regenerating. In 8 hours, it will have completely regrown. Lou is definitely a priority target. Endocrine wave can really screw up your turn, so you definitely want him taken care of if you're going for just, like, as few organs taken out as possible, or you're just looking for priority ones since you don't have all the keys that you need. Definitely get rid of Lou. That guy can be a serious nuisance. Over here we've got this thing. I think we've already seen the peeking, but I'm already on a train of thought, so actually I need to do an absorb. I just want to make sure that we have a good amount of oh man, I didn't realize anything could dodge that. There are plenty of attacks in this game that actually do just have a guaranteed chance to hit, completely bypassing all accuracy checks. Not that it was really necessary for that. Over here, I want to say, what is this? Is this the liver? Stomach, possibly? I guess we'll find out once we kill him. Okay, let's go for the jump attack, another teeth storm. We will absorb from him. I'm willing to stall this one out a bit. Nice, good amount. Oh, well, there goes Caitlin. Was expecting her to put up more of a fight. Yes, the liver, okay. Already regenerating, in 8 hours will be regrown. Not something that should be a concern for us. Let me see, that's back into Lyle's apartment, so we don't need to go back that way. May as well grab the pistol bullets here. We got the custom handgun so late into the playthrough, I haven't really had any way to even utilize my pistol bullets. A little bit upsetting, I gotta say. Let me see, this is back to the brain, so we were just from that way. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to take the shortcut back into the main apartment here, and now we're going to go into the toilet entrance. That'll allow us to take out an organ directly there. Let me see, we've taken out the lungs, the brain, the pancreas, and the liver thus far. Still got a few more to take out. We'll eventually have to wrap back around to the top floor, or the third floor, since we do have that entrance inside the wounded neighbor's apartment in order to defeat the organ waiting out there. But since we're already closer to the ground floor and the basement anyway, may as well go for the organs in this direction, huh? Over this way, I think this is the kidneys. Over here, we got a double feature of Colin and Glenn, and they are not going to last too long. It's not looking too good for these guys. We've got such powerful options at our disposal. I don't really think these guys have too much of a chance. Black hole coming out to deal some big damage here. It's a beautiful combo of having Joelle and the spider just setting up that really excellent fixed damage with the spider, close to fixed damage anyway. Then having Joelle followed up with Teeth Storm to take them down. You defeat the kidneys for now, but they're already regenerating. We should have everything else taken care of well before that becomes an issue. Don't worry, game, don't worry. Alright, now we're actually able to wrap back around to where we were brought to the rodeo from. As far as this playthrough is concerned, I did wait quite a bit to begin properly exploring the meat dimension, because I knew the Hell Ride door was the best one to pick. That just gets you the most keys returned for the single key that you invest. Here we got an eye that is not another organ, just a cool eye. Wow. That was a much more significant soiree than I was realizing. Let's go for the mass absorb there. Get the aimed shot going. There we go. Oh, yeah, that just completely restored the spider, and that should honestly be all the stamina he needs for the rest of the game, if I'm being completely real. Where does this door lead to again? I don't think that leads to an organ. We're just gonna keep on trucking this way. Let's see. I think it's down through that door that leads to the next organ. That's the exit. Okay, yeah, so let's keep working our way over here. Oh, no, wait, no, this is not the way we needed to go. Yeah, unfortunately, it can be pretty easy to get lost in this place. It is very, very huge. Like I said, it pretty much encompasses the entire apartment that we've seen up to this point, so you gotta be prepared to do some serious exploration. Do your best to try and remember where everything is. Fortunately, it's also, despite its size, it's relatively linear. Oh, this is not where I was expecting to be. I thought that was, we were heading back towards the, what was it? The Hell Ride entrance. I seem to be a little lost. That's okay, because once we actually do defeat Sybil, it's going to be smooth sailing to the ending. We won't have to go too far out of our way to get to that. Let's see. Oh, hey! That was not the right. That was not the right sprite. This is Ursuline. I believe this is Sybil's heart here. So let's just take her out real quick. Yeah, Ursuline. I remember reading that one of the organs has the wrong field sprite, and that would be Ursuline here. She mistakenly has. Who was that? Was that? No, Lou was the pancreas. Whatever. There goes Ursuline, the heart. I don't think it was Caitlin. That was the, No, it was Caitlin, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, mistakenly has Caitlin sprite. Glad I actually thought to check that out, because I would have totally missed that. Okay, so, what was down this way again? Oh, man, I'm actually a little lost here, so bear with me as I try to find my way through. Trust that if I do get horribly, horribly lost, I will edit out the bumbling. I believe this just leads to, yeah, that was where we found a key originally. Let me see here. I know we can access what I'm thinking of from this section. It's not here. We do keep on moving. Let me see if we're still lost for a little bit, I'll just cut ahead to, where we're supposed to be. Maybe it was past that shortcut, and I'm just, overthinking this, because, that path down, that was a dead end. Heading up this way, we want to go past this shortcut here. Make our way, yeah, this is a dead end. Okay, let me cut ahead to, where we're actually supposed to be. Alright, I just took the entrance through the laundry room to get ourselves back on track and loop us back towards where we entered from the Hell Ride. I did have the self-imposed goal of getting through this video without making any cuts, but perhaps to your benefit, I do have limits on how much of the viewer's time I am willing to waste, so we will just continue on, and this should be the stomach here. I'm going to assume, anyways, because it's spitting acid at us. Resilient stomach, also. Come on, Marc-Andre, please. Okay, the stun did not impact us too badly. Honestly, I feel like stunning probably should be buffed. Like, it would be to our detriment also, because it would be more effective against us, the player. Yes, that is the stomach. Down for 8 hours, but also it would just make stuns a bit more reasonable to use. Like, so often, they just wear off before they even really have a chance to interrupt the enemy at all. Like, if you get a stun on an enemy's, at the end of a turn before the enemy has a chance to act, or after the enemy has a chance to act, rather, the stun's just completely wasted. It doesn't interrupt them at all, and so often for the enemy also, that's just the case for them. So yeah, I think stuns could probably stand to be buffed a little bit. I would definitely appreciate the greater degree of reason to use them, since very rarely do I find myself really wanting to interrupt the enemy. Might as well use the slingshot here, since we're dealing so little damage to begin with. Might as well take that option. Oof. Lots of damage on everybody. Might have to use up that healing spray I've got in reserve. The one we grabbed from the Wounded Neighbor's entrance previously. What healing items do I have on hand? Let's see, we got this fruit slice here. Why not use that up? Use up these leftovers real quick. Actually, we might be able to just get by without doing anything for anything serious for the spiders. Well, thankfully they are so durable that I don't really have to worry too much about keeping them topped off. Alrighty, moving on over here, we've got quite a few interesting enemies here. This is the Bite Elemental. You care to hazard a guess on how this guy goes about attacking you? Granted, it's not like it's going to matter too much, because oof, rabies nipple, making Sam feel a little agitated there. Lifelong detriment to his mental health, really, with being infected with rabies. Honestly, missed opportunity to not create a dedicated rabies status there. Oof. Everybody's getting rabies here. Hey! I was just wondering that earlier. So yes, Pain can in fact actually score a kill. Damage roll probably needs to be favorable towards the tail end, but I was honestly very curious about that. So, you know, I'm glad that within the video I get the answer that I'm looking for. This guy over here, Crusher, he's probably resistant to he is an I-type enemy, so might get some good damage out of Teeth Storm here. Okay, yeah, okay. It was just with him being Crusher, I would have thought he was a Crush-aligned enemy, or a Crush-based enemy. So I was expecting that kind of damage. Where does this stairwell lead to? I think this one might just lead to an Iris Key that we've already collected. Yeah. So just wanted to double-check that. Didn't want to miss any organs, because I honestly didn't know where the heart was until starting this recording. This is, admittedly, I mean, I have gotten this ending before, but the full extent of the meat dimension, I haven't really explored. When I got the ending that we're going for, I actually had 3 organs, left alive for Sybil. So, at the very least, that confirms that I know, I can get through this under even worse circumstances. Here we've got Hunger, and this guy has a pretty funny bug. He's actually going to pull a trick similar to what Felipe can do, so let's see if he does it on his first turn, if he even gets a chance to. We might just finish him off before he gets a chance to do what he's supposed to. Okay, stomps around. That's not what I'm looking for. It was definitely painful. Okay, so I guess he's probably going to die this turn, so this guy has a unique mechanic where he will devour and consume a party member, and like Felipe doing so, it removes that character from the fight. Doesn't necessarily kill them, but does remove them from combat. You don't have to sleep to get them back. It's essentially death. It is just a death outside of battle, but within it, it's similar to Felipe's Consume Ally status, and it's supposed to give Hunger a buff that gives him regenerating HP and stamina, but for whatever reason, the buff instead gets applied to someone in your party. I've read that it's it gets applied to the character that he consumes, but when I had that happen, he consumed Felipe, and the buff got applied to Lyle, which was pretty funny, honestly. Anyway, over here we've got Marcus, the Uterus, so let's just take care of this guy real quick. Go for the Pain again. We are just going whole hog with our best damage dealing options. How is this guy going to respond to a quick bit of Pain? And Teeth Storm? Ooh, the aim shot might finish him off? Nah, not quite. Marcus is probably supposed to produce additional help for him, but he is probably the most prominently affected by not actually being able to use the ability that he conveys to Sybil. Take another Absorb there. And go for the Teeth Storm, and Marcus is out. Sybil's baby maker has been compromised, so the Uterus is of no use to her. 8 hours later, might actually have an opportunity to do something for Sybil, but now it's just, it is just inert. And we have taken out most of the organs at this point. There is actually one last organ that we need to take care of, and it is, at the entrance to the Wounded Neighbor's apartment. The one that we saw so long ago when going through the Teeth Dungeon, that we ended up finding out was directly associated with this place. I am kind of curious about, like, what the direct connection is there. I wonder if Baby Teeth was, like, able to burrow into the Teeth dimension, and that exacerbated her mutation even further. A lot going on in this game that's fun to speculate about, honestly. But now, got the long walk back to the 3rd floor to take down the final organ and take down Sybil. And that information that she's hiding, the truth, whatever it may be, it's going to be our knowledge going forward. We'll make our way through here. Ignore these guys who, I've left them alive up to this point. Why ruin their day by just taking them out at this point? Not even going to bother returning to the apartment to save, because remember, we've kind of shut that door entirely. We no longer can save when the person who's been saving our progress up to this point, they kind of know that we have bad intentions. Well, they consider it bad intentions anyway. We just want to get to the bottom of things, alright? We're doing this for the benefit of human enrichment, shall we say. Man, haven't thought about the shades in a while. Not since we recruited the spider. We haven't really had to worry about those guys. Anyway, make our way back over to what is normally the frozen apartment, but now it is the frozen meat apartment. And yet another organ for us to take out. I think this is the intestines here. Well, it's going to formerly be the intestines, Clementine, and as you can see, slight error here, wrong music playing for this encounter. Every fight in the meat dimension is supposed to be the meat dimension theme, but some of the enemies just call up the wrong song. All the enemies in this apartment actually call up the standard battle theme mistakenly, which is pretty funny to me. Ooh, that's a very unfortunate thing, and if a spider was at full health, that would just be a pretty nasty reduction. Yeah, you know what? I may as well go for one more absorb. Why not? Why not? Get the aim shot here. Oh, never mind. Nice to see Sam get that kill. He defeated the intestines for now, but they're already regenerating. In 8 hours, they will have completely regrown. Not going to be much of an issue for us. With that, we should have defeated all of the major organs that Sybil was able to subsume into her rather girthy personage. She basically is this apartment complex now. What am I looking for? Yeah, we want to go through this TV. Don't need to bully the remaining eye. Game quickly giving us a seizure as we return to the real world. Now, every time you return to Sybil's dimension or Sybil's apartment, once you betray her, it is an automatic return to the meat dimension. Let's get everybody healed up here, though I'm going to be real with you, this is not super necessary. Honestly, I'm not even going to bother getting Joelle fully topped off. We will just use these bandages on Sam. We honestly really shouldn't need to work ourselves too hard here, because we've very much hamstrung Sybil at this point. I'm sorry, Sam. There's too much at stake. I hope you understand. Sybil draws power from the people she's assimilated into her body. And because we've just taken them all out, she gets no additional power. Now, she still opens the battle with Black Hole, which is pretty unfortunate for, Joelle's purposes, and she does still have some light HP regeneration, but nowhere near the 450 she was recovering previously. Let's just go and respond in kind, hitting her with pain, and let's use that healing spray immediately just to get Joelle back on his feet. Do the quick jab there to rack her with some pain. Joelle is going to have a very, very significant teeth storm here. Sadly, despite being an eye-based enemy, Sybil is not particularly vulnerable to piercing skills, or at least not more so than anything else we've fought. Go for the teeth storm here, spam pain, and use our rifle shots here. And sooner or later, Sybil is just going to keel over. We have completely eliminated her ability to be a meaningful threat. Sorry, hiccup there. She can still do some pretty decent damage there. Once we see that the pain damage she's taking is less than the amount she's regenerating, we're pretty close to finishing her off here. What, that's about 660 HP left? I'm not exactly sure what her specific resistance to shadow type damage. Oh man, she actually did get Sam taken out. Unfortunate for Sam, but not a huge deal. Another black hole coming out. I think what I'll do here is I'll use an elixir on Joelle to deal big damage to her. And we want to have Sam be, conscious in order to enjoy the victory here. Granted, I'm kind of just going with God on that, because I'm going to have Felipe use the stimulant. And this, oh, there we go. I think there is a priority system for items where they'll go a little bit faster. Admittedly, Joelle is not super optimized for going fast himself, so not that huge deal. Better get another painful stab going, another teeth storm, another bit of pain. Actually, I need to do an absorb real quick. And let's use an elixir. Yeah, let's use an elixir on Sam here. Get that painful stab going back up. Okay, who's she going for? Oh, she is, I mean, I guess it makes sense that she is displeased with Sam and what he's decided to do here. Let's go for pain, another aimed shot, and she might just go down this turn. Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna die this turn. And one last shot. Oh, that's weird. It's, she should have died there, honestly. Whatever, we have enough, excess damage here to finish her off. There we go. Sybil is defeated. Now, upon defeating Sybil, there's something shiny among Sybil's remains. You get a small red key. Remember how there was a red padlock in Sybil's apartment? Inside the planetarium that she erected. Well, this is the key for that padlock. That door that's been nagging at the back of our minds, I'm sure. We're finally able to open it. And perhaps, serendipitously, perhaps not, we have a direct route back to Sybil's apartment from her entrance to the meat dimension, so why don't we just work our way over to there and get back into Sybil's apartment. Man, I'm actually kind of shaking with anticipation here. What could Sybil have been hiding from us? What could have been so horrible that, she just refused to let the information be known? I can't even begin to imagine. Heading over here, back into the planetarium. Won't open. There's a bright red padlock. Use a small red key. Let's do it. In here. This room. A crumpled paper. Something locked away. And practically discarded. Sybil didn't want us to know what's on this paper. Crumpled note. Your eyes, your whole being, are drawn to it. As if it has a gravity unto itself. It's incredibly heavy. Far beyond what should be possible. Do you want to read it? Now, I'd just like to give a shout-out to I Am Mean, who took a trip out of their magical labyrinth to speculate on what the reveal that Sybil was hiding could be. And I'd like to tell you that your second guess was actually kind of close, but not in the way you expected. Also, I had a theory that I poised at the end of the previous iteration of this LP of what the truth of Sybil was. That theory was also partially correct, though not in the way I expected. How could these two disparate theories be correct at the same time? Well, let's read it. The notes are dated 3 weeks ago. The visitor is approaching Earth to investigate what it thinks are distant, old parts of itself looking back at it. It is correct. The moment we remember this, the moment our cells remember their original purpose, we stop being independent and melt back into its form. Our entire planet is visitor mass, including us and everything else on it. The trees, the rocks. This is why and how it can change us. It can change us the same way it can change itself. An enormous, godlike, universe-spanning being with billions of fragmented minds, holding on to scraps of individuality by a thread. Glancing at the real deal, or even a representation of it, shatters the illusion for a moment, and suddenly our bodies are malleable, pliable clay to be molded in its image. We are only independent for as long as we believe we are. We are one. The truth will literally obliterate us. Maybe if we can lie to the visitor, somehow make it believe we are separate from it, we can go on coexisting as separate entities for some time. I think we have that right. Do we? I guess it really doesn't matter. We need to convince the visitor that we are separate beings. We need to lie to it. This is our only chance. Communicate with it. Demonstrate that we are independent agents. Flaunt our subjectivity. This information is toxic. The only reason my own discovery of this has not resulted in catastrophe is that I have changed so much. I'm disconnected from our world. I am apart from it. But if anyone still somewhat human, came to realize this, I believe our entire world would cease to be within a few minutes. I feel a sense of impending doom. Oh god. You try to put down the notes, but they're stuck to your palm. You feel the paper curl into your hand. It feels almost pleasant as you merge with it, as its subatomic pieces melt into yours. You put a hand on the door handle and your fingers sink into it. The metal knob melts into your arm. Your legs are rooted to the ground. You sense the wood of the floorboards. You tug at the nails, keeping them in place, but the nails are also a part of you. They just haven't been coaxed into joining yet. The time will come. Your senses spread through the building, your awareness infecting the other inhabitants. You are all one. You always have been. You feel horrified at first at what you're doing and try to stop it, but you can't. Your own mass is not really under your control. You're the conductor of a rebellious, unruly orchestra. You feel your terrible knowledge infect more. A man cries out for help as he sinks into his sofa. You embrace him with felt cushion arms on your quilted chest. Everything will be okay, you tell him. You've already forgotten his name. So is he. A family of 4 embrace one last time as they melt into one another. You feel tears on their cheeks. You feel their love and fear. And then it's gone. All they leave behind is a mound of skin. These human struggles feel so quaint now. Friends? Enemies? Lovers? Family? Strangers? Just things you made up to amuse yourself. None of it was real. Just a story you told yourself. You feel the city's buildings as if they were your limbs, and realize there's no good or evil at play here. Nothing is really gained or lost. It's all good. Your own thoughts become a blur. The new paradigm digs deep into the ground and spreads over land and sea. After a few hours, the entire world is awakened. And soon, is reabsorbed into the visitor's mass. It is as if though the Earth never existed at all. Humanity was just a phase that an infinitesimal splinter of the visitor experimented with. And now, it is forgotten.